Let's prune this vine together. As you can see, our system of following the sap and branching hasn't really happened with this vine, so it can be a little bit tough when you're starting out, but let's work through this one and see how we can start forming up that structure. On the right hand side, we want to recognize where was the spur from last year that they should have left, and here it is just there. Just in there, you've got a 2-bud spur. On the left hand side, they've left a 2-bud spur here. It's not a great spur because it's sticking right out of the crown, not in the sap flow as we like. So I'm going to prune this vine now, and we're going to try and reset this structure a bit better. So if we go out left side first, I'm going to find a new water shoot that I can take as a renewal spur for this year that is now back in the sap flow line, because I don't want to continue branching off this one as it's coming right out of the crown. So I have two options. I have a stub of wood in here, and I have 2 water shoots here, and I have one there. This water shoot is fairly good in line with that stub. So if I did 1, 2 buds, the first bud pushing back underneath. This one is no good. I'm going to crown cut that off. And then this one here, that's probably pretty good as well. And that's right in the sap flow. So you know what, I'm going to go this one this year. I'm going to remove that one as a crown cut. This is my new renewal spur position. It's slightly pointing out back to me, but it should be a lot better than taking this one that they left me last year. So there's our new renewal spur. We just focus up. We got bud 1 pushing down, bud 2 pushing up. New fruiting cane next year, new spur position next year. Job done, that's great. Let's go right hand side now. Now we have this renewal spur at the back. It's not too bad. You've obviously got your branching, your sap flow coming up here. So what am I going to do? I reckon I'm either going to go bud 2 here and 3 to try and pull it back in line with the cordon wire. I think that's our best bet. Otherwise, we've got a water shoot in here, and I would have to go bud. No, I'm going to remove that one. So we're going to commit to this spur position and start branching it back towards us this year. Great, there we go. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, sorry. All right. Now that we've locked in our spur positions, all we need to do now is lock in our fruiting canes and then just remove everything else. So we've got our spur position here. It's got a good fruiting cane on top. So that is an easy decision. We're going to take that one. And then I need to do a return cut to remove this wood. I need to do it in a way that it's not going to affect the sap flow from this vine. So as you can see, there's a stub here, and then 3-year-old wood onto 2-year-old wood. So I'm going to take this is about 2.5 centimeters in diameter. I'm going to do a return cut going through the side, just like that. That way it has enough room to dry back in and then down without drying straight back down if I was to cut it there into that sap flow line. On this side, I need to do a fruiting cane, and they left me that renewal spur up top. Both canes are healthy and thick, so I'm going to just take the easiest one I can bend down onto the wire, which is this one here, and we'll cut that up. Then I need to do a return cut to remove the old fruiting cane from last year. So 2-year-old wood going straight into the crown, which doesn't look like it was a very good pruned vine. Quite disappointing to see, actually. So I'm going to remove that with a return cut. It's 1.5 centimeters thickness, so I'm going to leave a stub like that. That's going to dry back this year. Next year I'll take it off. So now I have 2 fruiting canes, 2 renewal spurs. I can remove that one. I need to now just clean up any water chutes up the top here. There's quite a few. Oh, there's a 3rd spur that was left. That's also no good. It's right at the wire. It's a silly one. So they come off. Water chutes at the back come off. And then I'm going to tidy up this vine and then we'll take a look. All right, so I've got a fruiting cane on the right wrap down. Renewal spur now with good bud orientation. I'm going to start branching that next year this way. I've done a safe cut here to start drying back this stub to remove that. On the left hand side I've got a fruiting cane wrapped down. I've got a water chute that I've taken as a new renewal spur right there. Right there. And I've left a stub here to dry back safely. Next year I'll remove that once it's dried. And then I've just gone through and tried to clean up as much of the dried wood in the crown as I can. This is a practice I'm trying to get my team to get better at each year. And the quicker that you can pull out the dried wood, the better. So it's just going to look a lot nicer, and it's going to allow the trunk to fully swell around the wounds as it tries to heal itself. As you can see, this one in here, it's obviously an old big stub that was cut. It's probably dried back right into the crown, but the wood is trying to swell around it. But the dead wood being in there, it clearly makes it very hard for the living wood to get around that wound. So, a complicated vine from the first appearance, but we're now setting a much better structure. We're setting up that shuckers, and next year we're going to start the branching process. Sap flow is also now in line with the spur positions rather than coming out of the crown.